This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Cubs win, Cubs win. We'll travel all around the Hazleton area, scoping out the Game 7 scene next. They did it, he did it. I'm Ken Kara, who cares? Let's get to the Cubs. Did you ever show up to work in what you wore last night? Well, last night I went out on what I called the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour with my buddies. I was the designated driver as we traveled around the Hazleton area to see what everyone was doing for the World Series game number 7. The night ended when the celebration started at Cassatt's on Alter Street with the Cubs beating Cleveland 8-7 in extra innings. I wanted to start here at Cousin Joe's with my buddy, Michael Cabell, lifelong, went to high school together, and his dad, Frank Cabell, and we watch a lot of our Red Sox games here. We're big Red Sox fans, but of course supporting Joe. But Mike, me and you sat here in 2008, very confident the Red Sox were going to beat the Tampa Bay Rays that night, even though it was Joe Madden, but we were pretty cocky going into that game.
Yes, we were. It was that was one of the best Red Sox teams I've ever seen, and they didn't win the World Series, so it was all due to Joe. He was one of the best. And
Joe beat us, and I think I cried that night.
I did. I was crying right down there, laying on the bar.
This is stop number 2 on the Do Simple Better / Try Not to Suck bar tour. We're at Bunkers in Hazleton Heights, and I'm with John Keegan, your business right over here. Heights Terrace Pharmacy. So you've been in the area a long time. You're watching someone you graduated high school with at the local bar here. You're very involved in the community. Of all the Joe Madden story that you hear, what's your favorite part of it? Is it the baseball? Is it the hip center? I mean, what about Joe? Do you think really sticks out?
I really think it's a combination of both. It's not just the fact that he had a great career, but he also came back to Hazleton to his roots. And he did help the hip center. He's helped Hazleton in general with its image, and I just think it's a fantastic story.
All right, we'll go get back to enjoying the game. It's about the middle of the 4th right now. Cubs are up 3-1. Stop number 3 on the Do Simple Better / Try Not to Suck bar tour is here at Bottlenecks in West Hazleton. I am here with Jessica Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Good. Bartender here, and bartender to the stars, because you have waited on Joe Madden and some of the big-time players he came in. You gave him the famous shot in a beer last year.
The Hazleton way.
Did you know about that before he came in, the Hazleton way, or are you like, wait a minute, what is this?
I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Then they explained that he likes the Jameson and lager.
So that's Joe's drink. He does the Jameson and lager. Absolutely. What was it like interacting with him? Was it like just someone else from Hazleton coming in here?
Yeah, just a regular guy. No one bothers him. Drinks, eats, has fun, laughs, hangs out.
Regular guy who signed 20 baseballs for you.
About that, yeah. Him and his guys that he brings in, baseball players.
We're coming to the end of the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour. We ended it at Cassatt's, and you're going to see on the news, more than me, more than Lisa, these two ladies right here from Cassatt's. All the emotions, basically, all Cubs fans were feeling. You guys were great heading down there. Sandy, I have great shots of you just pleading for those last few outs. What's going through your mind as you were watching? How nervous were you? Just describe it.
Oh, my God, my stomach was in knots. I was like just praying that they would get these outs because I was so scared. I want the Cubs to win.
Why is it so important? Why so important for Joe, who I think, such a nice guy? I mean,
hey, absolutely, he's a nice guy. This is his town. We're all for him. Go, Joe! I love you!
And over here, Ashley, same thing with you, too. Holds in there. How long have you been following this Cubs team? Or, I mean, there's been watch parties here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm proud. I'm so proud of him. It's a hometown thing, Good for him. He deserves it. They all deserve it. They did great. It was a very nerve-wracking game, but...
Were you here when Jeff Cassatt was elected mayor?
Yes, I was.
What was the bigger party, when Joe Madden won the World Series or when Jeff Cassatt was elected mayor?
I think they're kind of both the same, to be honest. Yeah, it was just both super excitement. It's just great things happening, just like good things.
Even though I have it, say and spell your first and last name.
My name is Jason Madden, Maddon.
How proud are you to be a Madden right now?
Fantastic, brother. I'm happy for the family, happy for Joe, happy for the Cubs. 180 years and it's over now, baby.
So we're at the end of the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour, and it ended at Cassatt's, and you just saw Mayor Cassatt flying the W. And nice shirt, sir. I really like it. He had a T-shirt cannon in there. He was just launching these. Jeff, you've been following Joe and the team. You were at one of the games. What was going through the whole game tonight? It really had everything.
It did. The two teams waited so long to get to the World Series, so it was a great fitting way to go extra innings tied up, and fortunately our side came up on top. but it's a great tribute to everybody that played, and Hazleton came out on top.
More from that night out on Out of Left Field and more on the Cubs in sports. In fact, Joe Madden will shout out one of the bars we visited in his post-game press conference. While in other news on FYI, state police are looking for witnesses to a multi-vehicle crash. It happened just before 7 this morning in Hazel Township on Interstate 81 South. Troopers say the chain reaction crash occurred as 4 vehicles were stopped. The traffic had slowed due to another crash about an hour earlier. A tractor trailer driver was apparently distracted and failed to see the stopped traffic ahead. One person had to be extricated from a vehicle and sustained severe injuries. The crash closed I-81 South from exit 145 through exit 141 South for about 2 hours. Anyone who witnessed the crash is asked to call state police at Hazleton at 570-459-3890 extension 269. Meanwhile, that earlier crash happened on Route 924 in Humboldt and involved a car and a tractor trailer. State police say a tractor trailer was traveling west on 924. When it was making a left turn into Fuel On, the sedan crashed into the front of the tractor trailer. State police say the driver of the car was in critical condition and taken to Geisinger Hospital. A passenger in the car had minor injuries. The tractor trailer driver was not injured. The 2 candidates for United States Congress in the 17th Congressional District took part in a debate last night hosted by WVIA-TV in Pittston. Democratic incumbent Congressman Matt Cartwright squared off against his Republican challenger, Matt Connolly. Subjects addressed included the Affordable Care Act, amnesty for those living in the country illegally, and the minimum wage. Now tonight at 7 p.m., WVIA will host a debate between Republican incumbent Congressman Lou Barletta of the 11th Congressional District and his Democratic challenger, Michael Marsicano. It will be simulcast on WVIA FM and streamed live at WVIA.org. One community in our area will honor all local veterans with an annual parade this weekend. Lisa Sugart has more.
It is a long-time tradition in the borough of Tamaqua to honor our veterans. It is the annual Tamaqua Veterans Day Parade taking place Saturday, November 5th. Here to tell us all about it is a man who has served our country, a veteran himself, Andrew Leibenguth. He served in the Iraq War in the U.S. Marine Corps. First of all, Andy, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
It's our pleasure to have you here. You are also the organizer for the Veterans Day Parade in Tamaqua. Why is it so important that this be a continuing tradition in the borough?
To remember our veterans. It's different than Memorial Day Parade because you just want to focus on the veterans that are serving, the ones that want to serve, and just the pride of, because Memorial Day, people always focus on remembering the lost loved ones, and this is more of a celebration for our veterans, fellow veterans.
So now this is taking place, you said it always takes place the Saturday before Veterans Day, or else on Veterans Day if it falls on a Saturday. Who do you want to see come out for this?
Easy question. Everyone. Anybody wants to come. If your town doesn't have a Veterans Day celebration, come to our parade and celebrate your veterans. You can either be in the parade or you can be our spectator. It doesn't matter. If you show up, wave a flag, do the red, white, and blue thing, with clothes, whatever. Any veteran can participate in the parade. We have extra cars, nice cars. They can even ride. Just show up. Any veterans, A lot of veterans don't go because they're not ashamed, but they're too much pride. Humble is the word. Yes. So they don't want to. I said just show up and just have fun and celebrate with us. And all the veterans also, after the parade's over, stop at Legion for some free snacks and stuff at the American Legion too as well. So it's a fun event, and there's a good turnout. It's gotten better, much better every year. So fire companies, anybody, we want the parade to be big. My goal is to have floats, but you know how it goes. But that's sooner or later I'll get to that point. But right now I just want to get the people there first.
Well, that sounds like a good thing to achieve. This is taking place on Saturday, November 5th at 10 a.m. Starting off, you said, at the far east end of Broad Street. Mm-hmm. So then it goes where, and then it ends up with a program?
Yes, it starts at the old MAF Motors, the old James Way Plaza, far east end of East Broad Street in Tamaqua. and it'll go straight through straight through Broad Street, and it'll end at on the far west end of town. And right afterwards, there'll be a short program in front of the American Legion. If it's raining, it'll be inside.
Okay.
Oh, it's the event's rain or shine.
Oh, okay, that's good to know as well. Hopefully it will be shine. Well, we hope that there will be a large turnout for this event. Again, the annual Tamaqua Veterans Day Parade, Saturday, November 5th, starting at 10 a.m. They just show up. They don't have to register in advance, correct?
No registration. Just show up, bring your kids, bring your family, bring your vehicles even. Doesn't matter. Just be there.
All right. Let's show our support for all of our veterans here that have made this country what it is today.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, Hazleton, can your Thursday get any better? Yes, it can. It's time for our Tasty Thursday giveaway. Frankie's Pizza Express is now bringing their box cold pizza to your door, and you have a chance to win a box of 12 slices of Frankie's cold pizza with their signature sauce and cheese blend, baked fresh all day with no preservatives. Call us now at 570-459-9813, extension 104. Leave your name and number on the machine, and one lucky name will be drawn at random. And be sure to check out the delivery schedule for Frankie's Express on their Facebook page. Coming up on FYI on SSPTV, we'll check out some of Joe Maddon's post-World Series Game 7 press conference. And let's just keep the party going in Hazleton. Tomorrow is First Friday. Let the good times roll. We have a preview after this break.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Pleased to welcome back Krista Schneider. She's the Executive Director of the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress. And yes, it is that time of the month already. We're talking about First Friday, and this has a little bit of an eerie theme this month.
Well, it is Halloween week, so we went with a Dark Friday theme. So there's a lot of cool events, that are still celebrating, Halloween.
So what can people look forward to for this? You said there's a lot.
We have a lot. This is a full schedule. There's something for everybody. So the Sage Exchange, which is the downtown's newest business, is having a grand opening at 11 o'clock. And then throughout the day, it's an open house. And then she's also doing a soap making class. So if anybody's interested in learning how to make handmade soaps, you could sign up for that. There's also going to be live music and an art exhibit later in the evening. There's a ballroom dance class, so if you want to learn how to dance for the holiday parties, the Foxtrot Facets of Dance is offering a special couples dance class. Carmen's Restaurant is offering they're not usually open for dinner, but they're opening up for dinner Friday, and they're offering a dinner with Poe. So Ed Grallen Poe will actually be at Carmen's Restaurant, and wine pairings with Benina's Creek Vineyard. So it's a really nice event that she put together. So for kids, there's a story time and craft at the library. Again, kind of a Who's Afraid of the Dark type story. There's also ghostly tours at the Brandon's Forever Home, and that'll be the kids, the Brandon's kids will be dressed up in costume giving tours free. So that'll be kind of nice. And several art events. There's Meet the Artist at the Dragonfly. There's a dark art exhibit at the Hazleton Art League, and a reception that night as well. There's also a wine, paint, and sip opportunity for a class hosted by Gigi's Sip, Paint, and Go. It's called Gigi. And she's hosting that at Giorgio's Pizzeria. And so you could bring your own bottle of wine, paint the whole night, all the supplies are included. And then there's 3 live music opportunities. Of course, the Pines has Lady A Trio. There's also Wordplay, that's the live music at the Pines, and then the Sanctuary free entertainment that evening as always.
All right, and for all the details, go to downtownhazleton.org. You can make your reservations. You can do anything as the various events that Krista talked about. Hope you come out and have a great night this Friday in downtown Hazleton.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
My wife loves the lights on the trees on Broad Street, and mixed with the red and green traffic lights and the red brake lights, it's beginning to look a lot like, well, You know. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service tonight. Mostly cloudy, low around 43, north wind 10 to 13 miles per hour. Friday is mostly cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing, while the high of 48 at night. For playoff football, mostly clear with a low of 33. Saturday, mostly sunny, high in the lower 50s. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low in the lower 40s. Sunday is mostly sunny. We'll get up to 50 degrees. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 33. Monday, sunny with a high of 50. And then Monday night, mostly clear, low of 37 degrees.
Pleased to be joined by Congressman Lou Barletta, fresh off a taping of the Sam Lassane Show, still here on the set. Congressman, you're seeking your 4th term in Congress. So how is the campaign going right now?
It's going great. You know, I've been all around the district talking about the things that I've done, I've accomplished in a very short time in Washington, and all the things that still need to get done, and to make sure that that my voice is there, you know, speaking up for the people back home.
Now, the subject that led you to Congress was illegal immigration. How crucial of a subject is that this time around?
Well, it's very crucial. You know, I've gone to the head of the line in as an outspoken person dealing with illegal immigration. So I've gotten a lot of attention in Washington, and I think this presidential election matters for those of us who are dealing with want something done with that issue, securing our borders. And dealing with that problem. And so being on the Homeland Security Committee and understanding the importance of securing our borders, that's what the American people want. They want our borders secure. We can't have a country without borders, and we can't have open borders and allow people just to come from anywhere in the world, just come into the United States, not only take the jobs, Lisa, and depress the wages, put people out of work and in poverty, but our national security. No country could survive with open borders and a generous welfare system like we have. And people are understanding that they're paying more and more, and it's harder and harder to find a job. So, you know, I've gotten myself in a position where people are listening, and that's why I think it's important for me to go back.
You have been on the Trump train since day one. You didn't hesitate to support Donald Trump, and he has been in Pennsylvania several times. How crucial is he telling you, and we're hearing from everywhere, that Pennsylvania, for once in our lifetime, will play a crucial role in this election?
It's going to matter whether or not he becomes the next president. And I told him that I really believe that northeastern Pennsylvania is an area where the experts are not paying attention to, and that you can win by a big enough margin in northeastern Pennsylvania to put you over the top. He's listening, because they have been here a number of times, and Eric was just here this week, and Eric's wife Laura was here the day before, and Donald was here a couple times again, and they are definitely listening and understanding. I said, listen, that Pennsylvania is a blue-collar state. When it comes down to things that will affect their families, they don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. And they're going to go in the voting booth and do whatever they think is best for their families, but they're not going to tell a pollster what they're going to do either. And that's why I tell him, don't go by the polls here, because there are many of my friends who are Democrats, many of them who are union workers, and tell me, you know, we're tired of our jobs going to Mexico, China. You know, it's harder for me to take care of my family. That's what matters to people, who will be better for their family. And when they go in a voting booth, I think they're going to do what's best for their families and not for their party.
All right, Congressman Lou Barletta seeking another term in Congress. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Please do your part and go out and vote on November 8th.
Thanks again, Lisa. Now the midday winning lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 83, Pick 3, 293, Pick 4, 6550, and Pick 5, 96554. When we come back, we'll hear from Joe Madden, plus we'll see how the MMI girls volleyball team did in the District 2 Championship.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
There were a lot of great moments in Joe Maddon's post-game press conference after the Chicago Cubs clinched a World Series title with an 8-7 win over the Cleveland Indians. But since we did our little bar tour, I picked a soundbite where Joe actually talks about one of the bars we visited. It just had a different name back in the day. He was asked if he second-guessed himself while watching Aroldis Chapman struggle a little bit on the mound. After that, he will talk about what happened during the rain delay leading into the 10th inning. Joe's dad passed away in 2002. Congratulations to Joe Maddon and his entire family. We'll have much more on the Cubs and Joe in the coming days. Bellhops, by the way, is now Casats. If you talk to anyone over 50, they still call it bellhops. We do have one local score for you tonight on the FYI standard speaker scoreboard. For the second straight year, the MMI Lady Prepper volleyball team won District 2 Single A silver medals. They really pushed Blue Ridge to the limit in the second and third sets. Dana Corrado had 7 kills and so did Gabriella Cupshow, and Lauren Banyas had 32 assists in that game. That's it for sports. We'll be right back on FYI. It's Thursday. Go crazy. It's boneless wing night at Bottlenecks. 50 cents a wing. You can add a small order of fries for only $1.50.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 11th birthday to Danielle. This wish comes with love from Mom, Dad, Chicky, and Grammy. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, will be having a Pierogi and Halushki sale Friday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 5:30. Please call ahead to secure your order, 570-929-2179. And finally, Faith Assembly of God Church in Hazel Township will be holding a holiday vendor fair Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're having vendors, food, tricky trays, and raffles, and all proceeds benefit the mission projects at Faith Assembly of God. For more info, just call 570-459-2410. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Eugene Chauvanis, formerly of Hazelton. Services were held Thursday in Ballard-Kinwood. Joan Irene Godberg, formerly of Hazelton. Mass is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the St. Gabriel's Catholic Church. Friends may call at the church from 10 to 11 a.m. Stephen Edward Kakalesic. Arrangements are by the National Cremation and Burial Society. Richard J. Cluck, Sr. of Freeland. Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Dominic F. Kozel of Hazelton. Mass is Monday at 11 a.m. in the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Walter Temposky Jr. of Jetto. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Calvin H. Drasher, formerly of Freeland. Services will be announced at a later date. And Cora E. Siegel of Pine Grove. Funeral is Monday at 11 a.m. from the St. Peter's Lutheran Church. Friends may call Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the H.L. Snyder Funeral Home.
Cubs Victory Parade is on Friday. We'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.